Did you know that one of the most captivating tales of freedom involves a runaway slave hiding in ancient stone alleys? Before you assume you've heard every epic Bible story, you might want to pay attention to this one. Our story unfolds in the bustling tradesmen's district of Colossae. Streets buzz with merchants shouting tantalizing offers, patrons haggling, children playfully weaving through crowded paths, and Roman soldiers casting observant glances. However, not everyone basked in this harmony of commerce, for in a shadowed corner, shrouded in uncertainty, stood the figure we focus on today, Onesimus. Onesimus was far from a free man. He was a slave bound to a Roman citizen named Philemon. Yet within his soul burned the desire for freedom, a desire that grew impossible to ignore. Choice whispered in his ear each waking moment: follow the mundane routine of servitude, or gamble everything he had ever known for the taste of liberty. Ignoring the chaos of his beating heart, he chose the latter. Under the cloak of night, he ran. But not just anywhere. His destination was explicit: Rome, where anonymity promised a new beginning. As the Mediterranean Sea lapped gently at the shores and paved the way for his treacherous journey, Onesimus found shelter with merchants who asked no questions, guided only by mutual needs. During these voyages, he absorbed stories of rebellion, tales of kingdoms, and doctrines of faith. However, fate often holds surprises for those who flee. Far from the bustling epicenter of Rome's grandeur, Onesimus stumbled across none other than Paul the Apostle, a man whose reputation preceded him as fervently as the sun promised dawn. Paul had gained immense respect in the circles close to Christ and was, to Onesimus's wonder, a friend of Philemon. Onesimus's heart might have sunk upon recognizing Paul, fearing capture, yet a different conversation awaited, a task to break the chains not with physical flight, but with diplomatic redemption. Paul, upon seeing Onesimus's fervor and sincerity, reflected on his own tumultuous path from notion to disciple. Thus Paul urged Onesimus not to act with fear, but conviction. "Here is a letter," Paul spoke, pen poised with divine inspiration. "Take this to Philemon. It bears a plea for your freedom in Christ's name, a transformation as profound as resurrection itself, for even slaves are liberated through faith." He embraced Onesimus not as a runaway nor a fugitive, but as a brother reborn. Suddenly, the road forward wasn't an escape, but a homecoming. The journey back to Philemon's estate was laden with uncertainty, yet tinged with hope. Onesimus felt an unfamiliar fire in his chest, no longer drought of fear, but a tide of faith empowered by Paul's words. As Colossae once again appeared with its familiar sights and sounds, Onesimus began to feel wary, yet driven. Back at Philemon's doorstep, the interactions that ensued were a script written in heaven. Expectations swirled like unuttered prayers. To his bewilderment, the power of the unsealed letter took flesh through Philemon's unexpected grace. Philemon, upon reading Paul's soulful epistle, did not punish Onesimus, but embraced him as one reborn in mutual service. Within the once stolid residence echoed a tender song of forgiveness, redemption, and the freedom born not from hands unclenched, but hearts unlocked. Therefore, what might have been another statistic in the annals of fugitives became a triumphant testament of transformed identity. Paul, Onesimus, and Philemon illustrated through this epistle a chord of trust struck through heavens and earth, a freedom more binding than mere emancipation, as it severed chains with the sword of love. This extraordinary tale, one of humility, faith, and redemption, remains a beacon for seekers of true liberation. In a world where running was juxtaposed with seeking, the runaway slave Onesimus redefined both his journey and destination, not by happenstance nor force, but by volition and grace. Therefore, the Chronicle of Onesimus inspires an ode not only to freedom chased, but also to reconciliation embraced. So what will you choose when faced with your own chains? the call to run or the courage to return. Let this biblical odyssey serve as a guiding star in your own journey. Thanks for watching, and may your path be as astonishing and transformative as Onesimus's.